Hi everyone, this is a review of the brand new Better Homes and Gardens Fall 2019 wax melts from Walmart. There are 23 scents here, so I believe that there is at least one scent missing because they usually come out with an even number of scents. The ones that I couldn't find that may or may not be coming out. I think there was one called Apple Cider Donut, which I think is the same as Ambiescence's Apple Cider Donut. Also, Frosted Winterland, Lemon Buttercream Frosting, Spicy Pumpkin Butter, and Sugared Caramel Pear. I don't know if any of those scents are coming out or if they didn't make the cut or what, but like I said, there's only 23 scents here, so usually they come out with an odd number. If you've never seen my reviews before, I don't actually look at the scent notes until after I've done the review because I don't want to be swayed by what I think that it should smell like. So I'm going to try to go through these quickly because there are 23 scents here and I really don't want this to go over 20 minutes or like a half hour. I have scent notes for all of them except two. And I'm not going to open them because it's just going to take too long. So first one we have is apple and oak. Nice reddish color, red color. And the notes are, this aromatic oak wood, sappy fir needle with hints of orchard fruits, soft forest herbs, and harvest hay is perfect for warm fall evenings. This scent, the candle for this scent came out in 2018. On cold sniff, it's a slightly sour pine scent with just a smidgen of a barely detectable sweet soapy note and an apple peel note way in the background. When it's melted, I just smell the pine with that slightly sour note. I like pine scents, but this one is just okay for me, and the throw is medium, 3 out of 5. Oh, also, the text version of this review at waxmeltreviews.com will include commentary and reviews from members of our Facebook group. So I'll also include another reminder at the end of this review. Next we have brown butter frosting. Notes are golden brown butter stirred into a delectable confectioner's sugar icing sweetened with vanilla essence and spiced with cinnamon. This smells like light, milky coffee with a hint of butterscotch, a smidgen of rum, and a barely detectable touch of cinnamon. There may also be patchouli and tobacco way in the background somewhere. It's a fantastic scent and it lasted all day at least 12 hours. Looking at the notes, no coffee at all, but I definitely smelled coffee, and also two of our other reviewers also smelled the coffee. But it was like a very, very light, like a latte, a very milky coffee. Throw is very strong, 4 out of 5. Chilly autumn evening, nice deep green. Notes are, nuances of apple, clove, and eucalyptus blend effortlessly into a heart of pine, cyclamen, and jasmine. Breezes of cedarwood, guaiac wood, and musk evoke memories of open windows on chilly autumn evenings. This came out as a candle also in 2018. It smells very familiar. I'm sure I've smelled it before. I just don't know where. It's a sweet, warm, cozy scent with amber, a super sweet floral like gardenia, musk or bergamot, which gives it a cologne note, and maybe a hint of vanilla buttercream. But it also has a smidgen of smokiness and maybe sweet tobacco. Melted, I definitely smell that sweet tobacco caramel note. Looking at the scent notes, I don't smell apple, pine, clove, or eucalyptus, although the pine could be the hint of smokiness, and the clove could be adding the warmth rather than amber. I'm surprised I don't see tobacco or caramel. It's a wonderful scent. Throw is medium, 3 out of 5. Next is cinnamon ginger pumpkin. Notes are, sweet cinnamon sugar, crushed ginger, and clove wrapped with pumpkin, golden nutmeg, and creamy vanilla splashed with a hint of orange zest. This is a standard pumpkin scent with nutmeg, cinnamon, and a pie crust note. I do detect the ginger, but I probably wouldn't if I didn't know it were there. I thought this might be the same scent as the old Better Homes and Gardens pumpkin ginger cookie from 2014, but it's totally different. That scent was sweeter with a stronger ginger note, and this scent has the additional pie crust note. Throw is very strong, 4 out of 5. Citrus Autumn Brew. Oh my gosh, I love this scent. Notes are spiced plum, winter cherry, and orange peel with middle notes of cherry liquor, frosted, well, it says frosted bee berries, but I'm assuming that means blueberries, and dark rum. This is a super sweet candy-like apricot syrup scent with a blackberry or plum note that almost gives it a tiny bit of an expensive skin cream note, kind of like Sensational's Northern Lights or Sensational's Midnight Summer. It may also have a smidgen of another fruit in it like strawberry or cranberry. When I say super sweet, I mean cavity-inducing. I love this scent because I love super sweet scents. Looking at the scent notes, there's the plum, there's no apricot. I'm surprised I see orange because I really don't smell orange. It smells mostly like a super sweet syrupy apricot. Not peach. It does have a peachy note, but I definitely smell the apricot. It's a fantastic scent. Throw is strong, 3.5 out of 5. Next is Copper Cinnamon Spice. God, I really love that scent. Notes are cinnamon, clove, and fragrant thyme swirl with ambered sage and ripe harvest pumpkin balanced by soft black tea and tonka. This is obviously a cinnamon scent, and I'm not a fan of straight cinnamon scents, but this one is different. It's not a harsh, big red gum or red hot candies type cinnamon. It's sugary sweet like candy, and it might even have a sweet perfume note or even a hint of a sweet floral. It smells almost exactly like the new Sensational Seasons Greetings, but it's not exactly the same scent. I think this scent is sweeter, and there's a different note somewhere way in the background, but I can't figure out what. I'm going to say maybe a super sweet floral or an aromatic spice like frankincense or something like that in the background. I don't think it's a fruity note, but if it is, it might be plum or blackberry laced with tons of sugar. I really like this one, even though, like I said, I'm not really a fan of cinnamon scents. I love this one. Looking at the scent notes, I guess I was way off, but yes, tea. That I do smell tea in the background. Do I? Yeah, I do smell a little bit of tea, just a little. But I still smell. What do I smell? Yeah, I guess I do smell a little bit of tea. I definitely do not smell sage or thyme, as they are savory spices and there are 0 savory notes in this scent. Pumpkin, no, I don't smell any pumpkin-y or nutmeg notes, which is good. The throw on this is bold, 5 out of 5, took over the entire house, so this is one I'm going to be stocking up on. Next is Creamy Apple Cider. And the notes are warm apples, spicy nutmeg, and cinnamon. This treat is complete with a scoop of vanilla ice cream and a drizzle of sweet caramel sauce. This is an interesting scent, and it's unlike anything I've ever smelled. It's a combination of a sour apple cider with a creamy, milky note and possibly a hint of sweet, rich buttery caramel, although it's not a very sweet scent. The combination of notes also gives it a bit of a nutty note, like walnuts or chestnuts. I normally don't like scents that have a sour note, but when it's melted, I don't smell that note as much. I love this scent. It's so unusual. Looking at the notes, there's nothing that would give it that nutty, slightly sour note. And also, I don't smell like vanilla ice cream, drizzle of sweet caramel sauce. It's not really, I guess maybe in the background. It's not really a super sweet scent. Throw is strong, 3.5 out of 5. Next we have Farmhouse Pumpkin Patch. And notes are pumpkin, sweet apple, and autumn spices stirred with brown sugar and vanilla essence. This is yet another pumpkin scent, and I'm sure I've smelled it before, but I really like it. It's a creamy, milky pumpkin, but no vanilla buttercream notes. And it's very light on the spices. I know cinnamon is in there, but I can barely smell it. It's sweet, but it's not overly sweet. Not as much as other pumpkin scents. I don't smell bakery or pie crust notes. On cold sniff, I smell something else in the background, like a raisin note or maybe apple or some other kind of fruit, but I don't smell that when it's melted. Looking at the notes, they're spot on. Throw is very strong, 4 out of 5. Next is Frosted Winter Flurries, which is actually coming out very early. I'm surprised that this is coming out in the fall instead of with the holiday scents that usually come out in November. Notes are crisp ozone, bergamot, leafy greens, and eucalyptus with middle notes of winter evergreen, pine needle, and white birch. This is an incredible scent. It's very strong on cold sniff. It's spruce with a rich, intense, smoky note like smoked birch, almost like a mesquite smokiness, but not quite. It's not a biting, bitter, or sour pine scent at all. It might also have a bit of eucalyptus in it. It's much more smoky and even a little bit salty than other pine scents I've smelled. I adore this scent, and the throw is strong, 3.5 out of 5. Next is Harvest Apple Picking. The notes are tart honey crisp apple swirled with a hint of fall leaves, sweet cider spices, golden honey, and amber. This smells like the peel of a not quite ripe Granny Smith apple. It's a little sweet, but it's also a little bit bland, with a smidgen of like a wine fermentation note. I like sweet, bright, juicy apple scents, but this one is okay too. It's just different. Looking at the notes, it's the tart apples and probably also the fall leaves that are giving it that slightly tart, slightly sour note. And the throw is strong, 3.5 out of 5. Next is Harvest Pumpkin Peach. Notes are juicy peach is wrapped with farm fresh pumpkin, while hints of harvest spices add a warm, comforting touch. Nectarine and plum infuse the fruity accents, while sandalwood and musk make it all the more scrumptious to experience. This is definitely peach. It's not a juicy apricot scent like the Citrus Autumn Brew. I do detect a smidgen of spices, maybe cinnamon. Not so sure about pumpkin, but I probably wouldn't notice if I weren't looking for pumpkin in the scent. And the throw is medium, 3 out of 5. Next is honey vanilla chai. Notes are sugarcane, glazed honey, and iced frosting with middle notes of sugared marshmallow, black tea, and vanilla blossom. This is very weak on cold sniff, but it smells like milky, slightly creamy coffee. There may be a barely detectable caramel note way in the background. It's sweet, but it's not overly sweet, and maybe a smidgen of coffee. I already said that. I don't smell honey at all. It smells a little bit like oatmeal with milk and a hint of sugar. It's a nice scent. Looking at the notes, there's a lot of sugary notes in there, but it's not a super sweet scent. And the throw is mild, 2.5 out of 5. Next is incense and evergreen. Notes are Davana, I don't know what that is, Davana, black hickory, and smoky incense wrapped with fresh cut evergreen, shimmering cinnamon, and soft suede highlights. This is pine and eucalyptus with a slightly sour smoky note. The eucalyptus has a bit of a sinus clearing effect when melted. The pine has the same sour note that can be found in the apple and oak and weekend camping trip scents. It's not a sweet scent at all, and I don't detect any incensey notes, which would give it at least a hint of sweetness. And other people have confirmed that as well. It has a bit of a musty note, not musky, musty, M-U-S-T. It's kind of nice, but it's not my favorite. Looking at the scent notes, I've never heard of Davana, but from what I've read, it's a sweet, fruity, slightly herbaceous, wine-like, grapey aroma. I don't detect anything like that in this scent, as it has zero sweetness. I don't smell cinnamon, and I'm surprised I don't see eucalyptus, since there's nothing else in the notes that would produce that sinus clearing effect that I noticed. And the throw is medium, 3 out of 5. Midnight Pumpkin Patch. I don't know what the notes are. This is one of the 2 scents that I can't find on the Walmart website, so I don't know what the notes are. If and when I do find out what they are, I will add them to the text version of this review on waxmeltreviews.com. On cold sniff, this smells like straight cinnamon, but it's more of a sweet, powdery cinnamon rather than a harsh, big red gum or red hot candy cinnamon. There's also a hint of nutmeg that gives it just a tiny bit of a pumpkin note. When melted, however, it smells like pumpkin pie filling with a cinnamon note. Throw is medium, 3 out of 5. Peach Blueberry Crisp. Notes are skillet fried peach and blueberry sprinkled with brown sugar and a hint of cinnamon topped with buttered oats. This has some similarities to the creamy apple cider scent with that rich buttery creamy note, but it's not the same scent at all. It's a super rich buttery combination of sweet apricot and blueberry with a little bit of brown sugar and a hint of a bready note. It's fantastic, it's yummy, I love this scent. And the scent notes are spot on, and the throw is strong, 3.5 out of 5. Next is Pecan Pie Bars. This is the second scent that I don't have the scent notes for because it's not on the Walmart website yet. But as soon as they show up, I will add them to the text version of this review on waxmeltreviews.com. This is a nice, rich scent of a cinnamon roll drizzled in sweet white glaze and a little bit of caramel. I've smelled this scent before, and I'm sure it's a dupe of something else. It has just a smidgen of a nutty note, but it's barely noticeable, and other people have confirmed that it's really not nutty, and I kind of wish it had more of a nutty note rather than just a lot of cinnamon. Throw is medium, 3 out of 5. Next is Sea Salted Sage, which is kind of an unusual fall scent, but I'll take it because there's a lot of cinnamon scents in this collection. This one, the notes are blue cypress, wild sage, and bergamot, freshened with black pepper, lavender, white cedar, spice, and woody musk. This is a fresh men's cologne or body wash scent with a little bit of saltiness and a smidgen of black pepper and maybe lavender. It's a tiny bit soapy and not overly cologne-y or perfumey. It's very fresh, like it might have a fresh air type note in it. I know I've smelled it before, but it's quite nice. Throw is very strong, 4 out of 5. Next is Smoked Caramel Fireside. Nuances of pink peppercorn, bergamot, clove, swirled with, pink peppercorn, hold on. Yeah, that grammatically didn't make a lot of sense. Nuances of pink peppercorn, bergamot, and clove, swirled with caramel, melded with leather, tobacco, aged oak, agar wood, smoked guaiac, and burl wood will warm the soul. That's a lot of interesting notes in that. This one came out in candle form in 2018. It's a super rich caramel with a tiny bit of saltiness. It's more of a foodie scent than I expected, and I think it has a rich vanilla marshmallow note and possibly even a cocoa note. When I first smelled it, I thought it had a smoky note, but it really doesn't. I think what I thought was a smoky note is actually a smidgen of like burnt bitter chocolate, but in a really good way. Maybe also a smidgen of tobacco. And again, it's a fantastic scent, and the reason I'm questioning the scent notes is, like I said in the beginning, I don't actually look at the scent notes until after I've done my review, so I really had no clue what the notes were while I was reviewing it. Throw is medium, 3 out of 5. Next is Smoky Mountain Air, nice dark green color, and the notes are bergamot, rosemary, and lavender intertwined into a heart of cardamom and geranium. This is similar to Better Homes and Gardens aromatherapy geranium and patchouli, which is also a dupe for the old Sensationals black pepper and rosemary and Sensationals crushed peppercorn. But it's not the same scent. It's an herbal men's cologne scent that smells a little bit like Irish Spring soap. And this scent smells like those other scents that I just mentioned, but with the addition of another note that tempers the sweetness, maybe leather, although I don't smell leather per se. On cold sniff, it has a barely detectable smidgen of, I don't want to say like a gasoline note, but a little chemical note in the background, but I don't smell that at all when melted. Looking at the notes, there's rosemary, even though that's a savory herb, and there are no savory notes in this scent. So it makes me wonder if it is indeed the same scent as Sensational's black pepper and rosemary, because that obviously had rosemary in it as well. The leathery note might be the geranium note, which tends to have kind of a waxy, bitter note. Throw on this was mild, 2.5 out of 5. Next is sugared caramel drizzle. Hey, what happened to my flash? Okay, no flash. Oh well. Notes are fresh orchard pear, red apples, and ripe autumn berries stirred with the creamy caramel toffee and vanilla sugar. This is caramel apple with a smidgen of a candy note and maybe a hint of pear. It's not a rich, buttery, salty caramel. I believe it's the same scent as Better Homes and Gardens candied caramel apple from 2014, but not the same as Better Homes and Gardens sweet candied apples from 2016, which was a different scent. It's very nice. Throw is very strong, 4 out of 5. Ah, there's my flash. Next is Swinging Hammock Breeze. I'm not sure why it's bright red. Notes are, opens with water lily, ivy, and kiwi, while the heart instills relaxation with accords of crisp leaves, fresh grass, and exquisite jasmine. Sandalwood, musk, and vanilla further evoke serenity. This is a fresh, slightly herbal men's body wash type scent with a smidgen of pine and a slightly salty, rich note that might be something foody like caramel. Maybe also a barely detectable smidgen of lemon way in the background. It's a nice scent. Looking at the notes, I guess crisp leaves might be the pine note I'm detecting. The vanilla is the foody note. And no lemon, but maybe that's the combination of, I don't know, kiwi and grass. Throw is medium, 3 out of 5. Warm leathered amber. That like dark leather color there. Notes are midnight amber, ancient oud, and black vanilla bean combined with mahogany woods and a hint of incense and cacao, which is like cocoa. Strangely, there's no leather in the notes, which is interesting, but not surprising because despite the leather in the scent name, there's no leather in this scent. I don't smell any leather at all, and it's not in the notes either. It's a warm men's cologne scent with notes of amber, a little tobacco, aromatic spices, but not foody spices, and maybe a hint of patchouli. I love this scent, but the throw is all over the board. First time I melted it, it was a scent monster. It took over the entire house. 5 out of 5 throw. Second time, it was mild, like 2.5 out of 5. Third time, in another room and a different warmer, around 3 or 3.5 out of 5. Our other reviewers got the same mixed results, so I'll just put a throw of 3.5 out of 5 because I really don't know what the throw score is. And last is Weekend Camping Trip. And the notes are bright orange, sweet satsuma, and touches of tangerine sparkle above green cypress, warm clove, cinnamon, vetiver, and cedar. This smells like pine with a sour note, and ginger, which gives a little bit of a soapy note, with maybe a smidgen of a fresh air note. On cold sniff, though, I also smell a fresh, sweet men's cologne note that I don't smell when melting. When melted, it's not sweet at all. I'm not a fan of scents with that sour note, but this one is pretty good. Looking at the scent notes, I guess the pine is the cypress note, and there's nothing in the notes that would produce the sourness. Although satsuma is an intense, slightly sour orange type fruit, but it's not that kind of sour. I don't smell any orangey notes at all, like no orange, satsuma, no tangerine. Vetiver is probably the cologne note, and I don't smell cinnamon or cloves, so I don't know, maybe the scent notes are wrong. Yeah, I'm smelling it right now. No, you know what? I do smell a little bit of cinnamon. I do smell the cinnamon. I don't know why I didn't smell it before. Maybe I don't smell it when it's melting, but I do smell a little bit of cinnamon. I still don't smell any orange at all. And the throw is strong, 3.5 out of 5. So there you have it. All the new fall 2019 Better Homes and Gardens wax melts from Walmart. If you want to see a text version of this review, just go to waxmeltreviews.com and feel free to join our Facebook group where we discuss all different brands and scents of store-bought and retail wax melts, including the Better Homes and Gardens and the Sensationals. And right now, we're all discussing these scents. So it's a great time to join. Also, if you go to the text version of this review at waxmeltreviews.com, I've also added some reviews and commentary from members of our Facebook group, because, the more people that, the more reviews for each scent, the more accurate they tend to be, rather than just getting the opinions of one or two or three people. Hope you've enjoyed this review and have a great day.